Hello guys, how are you? Today we will talk about intrinsic motivation and self-determination theory. You see, in general life, even if you are not student of psychology, everybody uses the word, he is not motivated, he is motivated. I say motivation is like a fuel in our engine that pushes up for the goal. So, today topic is what is intrinsic motive and how it is related with the self-determination theory. So, intrinsic motivation and self-determination theory. Some individuals seem to drive to succeed, but the same student who struggled to read a textbook for more than 20 minutes may devour Harry Potter book in a day. The difference is the situation. So, level of motivation varies between the individuals and within the individuals at different times. Now, what is this? When we start reading a textbook, even after 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, we just get bored. We start feeling sleepy, laziness comes and we say, I am not able to learn now. But when you are reading a novel, Harry Potter, or you reading a book of your interest, you are reading a detective novel, the whole night you are reading that novel unless and until it is finished. Why is it so? Textbook is also written material, verbal material. Novel is also material. We are able to read the novel for 4 hours, no problem. But in the textbook, we are fatigued, exhausted after half an hour. So, it is the differences in the situation, your interest, your motivation like that. So, this motivation topic is very, very important, that how it works. Motivation can be defined as a process that account for an individual's intensity, direction and persistence of effort towards attaining a goal. There are so many definitions. This definition particularly is given by Robinson, Judge and the Vora 2013. If you see the word motivation, the word motivation is derived from a word mover. This mover is a Latin word, M-O-V-E-R-E, and mover means move in, move in. As personality was derived from persona, persona means mask, move in. Now, what is in? Is it your drawing room? Is it your kitchen? Is it your classroom? No, in is your goal. So, what you define motivation? Motivation is the force which takes the person towards the goal. Now, what is goal? To remember the text material. This is my goal. I want to win this match. I will have to work hard. Now, the goal is winning the match. Clear? The goal is to earn the money. So, I will have to work hard. The goal is to get this. I will have to do this. So, when you want to reach your goal, that is called as your motivation. So, that is why Robinson, Judge and Vora 2013, they said motivation can be defined as a process that account for an individual's intensity, direction and persistent of effort towards attaining a goal. What is the intensity, what is the direction and what is the persistence? Now, the 3 keywords in the above definition are, as I told you, intensity, direction and persistence. Intensity describes how hard a person tries, how hard you are trying. This is the element most of us focus on when we talk about. However, high intensity is unlikely to lead to favorable jobs, performance outcomes unless the effort is channeled in the direction that benefits the organization. Now, no doubt you are a hard worker, but that is not channelized, the direction is not proper. They want to move in the north, we are working hard to move and moving toward the south, that will not able to attain the goal. Clear? Your goal is, penalty stroke, penalty stroke. This is the goal. You are working hard, but you are not concentrating on penalty stroke, you are just concentrating on dribbling only. Now, if you are doing hard work, but only dribbling, then you will not become the expert of the penalty stroke. Clear? So, however, that is said, however, high intensity is unlikely to lead a favorable job performance outcome unless the effort is channeled in the direction that benefits the organization. Finally, Motivation has persistent dimension. This measures how long a person can maintain effort. Motivated individuals stay with the task long enough to achieve their goals. Persistent means working for a longer time. Can I deliver lecture for 20 minutes? Can I deliver lecture for 30 minutes? Can I deliver lecture for 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hours? Clear? This is your duration, persistent. So, there must be hard work, intensity, there must be proper direction, channel, and there must be persistent effort. When these three things we are able to achieve, then we get the goal. So, this is the motivation according to the Robinson and others. Intrinsic motivation and self-determination theory. The motivation may be intrinsic as well as extrinsic. Extrinsic type of motivation is that in which a person performs an action because it leads to an outcome that is separate from or external to the person. First I read both, then I will explain both the definitions. Intrinsic motivation is the type of motivation in which a person performs an action because the act itself is a fun, rewarding, challenging or satisfying in some internal manner. The work you are doing may be motivating you externally, it may be motivating you internally. How? You are playing a match. It is a final match. The target is that we will get the trophy. We will get 5 lakh rupees, each player will get 5 lakh rupees. Okay. If we win, we will get 5 lakh. If we lose, how does it matter? I am a big player, I am a crorepati. Now, I am getting 5 crore or a memento or a cup. This is extrinsic reward. But if I am putting my best efforts for my team and my team wins because of me, it gives me satisfaction. It is intrinsic reward. You have done a very good work and you are expecting that your papa, mama, your teacher will say very well done beta. Now, well done beta, well done son is a extrinsic reward, but it gives me satisfaction. It gives me, to put my things in a more effort, rewarding to me, it is intrinsic. A person is dying and you happen to be in the hospital. Doctor says, immediately we need blood, clear? And there is no blood donator in nearby. You say, take my blood, if the blood group matches, I am ready to give my blood. You donated the blood and then the person to whom you have donated, the family says, beta now you go into take the rest. Now, after 3-4 hours you come to know that because of my blood donation, that person saved, his life is safe. Now, it gives you internal satisfaction, it is intrinsic motivation. In the evening, the parents come and they bring, a gift for you, they come for a, they say that we are very happy, we are so obliged that you saved my son. These words are extrinsic, but satisfaction is intrinsic. So, I think with this example, extrinsic and intrinsic motivation both are clear. Both outcomes and level of effort can vary depending upon the type of motivation. Psychologist Teresa Embile, 1976 found that children's creativity was affected by the kind of motivation for which they worked. Extrinsic motivation decreased the degree of creativity shown in an experiment to a group's artwork when compared to the creativity level of children in an intrinsically motivated control group. Teresa Embile did a study. When I say experimental and control group, experimental group is that group, I talked this in my early lecture. Experimental group is that group where independent variable is given, and control group is that group where independent variable is not given. They wanted to study that whether extrinsic motivation increases the creativity or not. This I am still quoting the study because do not make a general impression. In psychology, we can't make a general impression, it varies from person to person, from variable to variable. It was found When external motivation reward was given, creativity decreased. When internal motivation was there, creativity increased. We have talked about creativity, how to foster the creativity, because I am getting a reward, 5,000, 10,000, a gold medal, it is extrinsic, fine, okay, I have got, it will no impact on my creativity, but I have done this work, I have solved this problem. Newton, when saw an apple falling on the ground, he gave law of gravity, he said, oh, this incident became world popular. So, this is your intrinsic motivation. So, if we want to talk about creativity, how it affects the intrinsic and extrinsic, they have tried to study by this example. Now, some researches, I already told you, when you do the researches, the result will vary. If the same results are found in all the studies, then there is no fun of studying at all. Now, today I say, I want to study law of gravity. I say, if I think, throw up, it will come down. I am throwing this, it is coming down. What the fun? It is established fact. But if the results are varying, then we want to study that why is it so here and why was that there. So, some researchers exhibited that motivation may bring reduction in intrinsic motivation. When people consider their own behavior, they now conclude that they choose to perform the activities in question partly to obtain external reward, provided not simply because they enjoyed the activity. Many studies support this view. For example, Dickey 1975, Leper and Green 1978, Tripathi and Agarwal 1988. Now, this study is reverse of the first one. They say some people, they prefer external reward. They said, well, if external reward is there, it will improve I will be able to attain my goal. Even I tell you, external reward given in the presence of others is more effective than giving the prize, giving the external reward in a lonely place alone is not effective. Why? The universities are spending lakhs of money on convocation. When a student who is getting gold medal by the Chancellor, His Highness Governor of the state, before the public, he is motivated. Now, this medal before the crowd is extrinsic reward. I am a gold medalist, it is intrinsic reward. I tell you, long back, my university was not organizing convocation. I was at that time Dean of the Faculty of Arts and head of the Department of Psychology in JNU University itself. A girl came, I was sitting in my Dean's chamber. She said, sir, there is a form, please sign. Mega, beta, what is this? She said, you remember, sir, 3 years back I won the gold medal, I was the gold medalist of the department. Now, Dean and head is to verify, and in the office I will go and they will give me the gold medal, I will collect from there. I said, okay, beta, I signed, but I said, you are going to get gold medal, but there is a, no pleasantness, no smile on your face. She said, sir, what is the use of this gold medal? You will sign and the office clerk, assistant registrar will give me a box bearing the gold medal. What is the use? If the Chancellor gold have given before my parents, before the public, it would have been more effective. Now, she is interested in extrinsic reward. Some say, it does not matter to me whether public praises or not, I have got it, it is my satisfaction. I am a teacher, I am teaching you online. Now, if I am satisfied that I am able to explain the concept, it is my intrinsic motive because I am not able to interact with you directly. So, some study says extrinsic motivation is important and some says intrinsic motivation is important. So, I have presented the both sides of the coin, extrinsic as well as the intrinsic, with the evidence, that is the studies. Evidence suggests that this is not always the case, that intrinsic and extrinsic motivation are not necessarily incompatible. As I said, it is not necessarily. Dickey and Ryan, they have made this comment. Now, if external rewards are viewed as, try to listen, if external rewards are viewed as signs of recognition rather than as a bribes, and if the rewards are provided at largely satisfying intrinsic motivation may be enhanced. If extrinsic motivation giving you recognition, then automatically self-satisfaction will emerge. I am taking bribe. Bribe is a money. I am taking bribe. For me, it is extrinsic motivation because I am taking money. But I am worried. I am afraid of that if I am caught, what will happen? If there is a complaint, then what will happen? It will not increase my intrinsic motivation. But if it is clear, if it is giving me recognition that I am getting, my intrinsic motivation will increase. Yesterday, you might have seen our Honorable President of India gave Padma Shris. Now, Padma Shris in Ashoka Har Rashtrapati Bhavan in the presence of Honorable Prime Minister, Speaker of the Lok Sabha and all big dignitaries. Now, this is extrinsic reward. But this extrinsic reward will increase his intrinsic motivation also, give satisfaction, and when it is satisfaction, the purpose, for example, the social work, then that person will be more involved now the social work, because that when you are getting Padma Shri, country is recognizing you, you are getting Bharat Ratna, country is recognizing you. Bharat Ratna giving in the presence of the audience, big dignity is extrinsic, giving satisfaction is intrinsic. Clear? So, research findings indicate that individuals can buffer themselves against the reduction in intrinsic motivation by engaging in strategies known as self-handicapping. This point is talked about Berglas and Jonas 1978. In this strategy, individual people try themselves with ready explanation they offer before performing some task. Self-handicapping, that means sometime we assume something, provide themselves with ready explanation they offer. We have some ready-made explanations. You might have, read a story when you were in school. I was in school. I still remember when the fox was not able to reach the grapes. He said, "I am not interested in grapes. The grapes are sour." Now, if I am not able to jump so high, it is bringing frustration. It is decreasing my motivation. So, self-handicapping. I said, "I am not interested in the grapes. Grapes are sour." Now, it is a defeating attitude. It will decrease your motivation. I say no. Opposite is coping. I want to achieve this. I want to get these grapes now, but I can't jump. Then I say, this is a chair on which I am sitting. From floor, I can jump at least up to the chair. Now, from this chair, I can jump up to this table, and then there is a podium. I can jump little bit to the podium. Now, this is podium. I have small steps, 1, 2, 3. Now, this is the roof and I am able to achieve the grapes. Now, this is the coping. The first was the self-handicapping. Clear? But to maintain our motivation, we use self-handicapping also, that in technical terms we will talk about sometime later, that is called ego defense mechanisms. We use that also and we use coping also. If you have ever said before beginning of some activity, "I really didn't sleep well last night," or "I am really not feeling too great today," you have used self-handicapped. Now, if you are not able to achieve the goal, I am not able to deliver your lecture, I am not able to explain things. I said, "Last night, I was restless. I couldn't sleep. I am exhausted. I am fatigued." This is a self-handicap. This is the excuse. In a general term, I say this is an excuse. So, if you have ever said before beginning some activity, you have not started the activity, but before starting this activity, you have framed "I really didn't sleep well last night." That means, if I fail, don't mind, because last night I couldn't sleep very well. Or, "I am really not feeling too good or the great today." You have used self-handicapped. The goal is to able to explain away poor performance which could reduce intrinsic motivation. If there is a poor performance, it will increase the intrinsic motivation. So, self-handicapping is one technique for protecting our intrinsic motivation. That is why I said we all use intrinsic ego defense as well as the defense mechanism. But the person who uses defense mechanism maximally, he can't grow. Who uses the coping maximally can achieve the goals and motivation increases. Now, what is self-determination theory? And other theory of, there are so many theories of motivation, I can tell you more than 10 theories, but this topic is related with the self-determination, we will talk about this. And other theory of motivation that is similar to Maslow's hierarchy of need is of self-determination theory given by Richard Ryan and Edward Dickey 2000 in 2000. In this theory, there are three universal needs that help provide gain a complete sense of sense and whole, healthy relationship with others. The three needs are autonomy, competency and the relatedness. Now you see, before this a theory came that was given by Abraham Maslow. That theory is called the need hierarchy theory. When we say hierarchy, we mean first, next, next, next. Now you go to your family hierarchy, grandfather, father, son, grandson. This is the hierarchy of the family. You go to the university, chancellor, vice chancellor, dean, head, professor, associate professor, assistant professor. This is the hierarchy. So Maslow gave the theory that is called need hierarchy. He says the basic need is physiological. If it is satisfied, then comes the safety. If the safety need is satisfied, then need for belongingness. Belongingness is satisfied, then there is a need for the self-esteem, that means recognition. And if that is satisfied, the higher need is self-actualization. Self-actualization means use one's potentialities up to the maximum level. If I am getting both times meal, I am safe, I have relation in the society, my students are saying that I am a good teacher, then I will come in the class, I will put all my efforts to give my best. This is the Abraham Maslow need hierarchy. Similar to that, self-determination theory came, in which instead of 5, they talk about 3 needs: autonomy, competency and the relatedness. Autonomy. Autonomy is the need to be in control of one's own behavior and goal, that is self-determination. Is the need to be in control of one's own behavior. That means whether you are able to control your behavior, whether there is a independence or you are dependent on little bit things on the others. If I am dependent, you see, now you are a grown up child, you go to your father, say, Papa, should I do? Papa say, now you are grown up a child, yeah, you take your decision. Now you are to become autonomous. There is a need for the independence. So they say, first there must be autonomy if you want to achieve the goal, if there is, you want to have the motivation. Then competence. It is the need to be able to master the challenging task of one's life. Competence. You must be competent enough to meet out the challenges. When the challenges are coming in your life, there must be, you have the skills, you must have, will have to work persistent, we have talked about, direction, intensity. So competency must be there, ability must be there to solve the problem, to get the motivation. Then relatedness. The relatedness needs is to feel sense of one's belongingness, intimacy and security and relation with the others. If I am an isolated person in the society, nobody is putting any care, nobody is coming to meet me, then will I be able to develop the competence? I will feel inferiority. Why I am isolated by my society? Why people are not talking to me? Why they are not coming to meet me? This is relatedness, which Maslow said belongingness. Which Maslow said belongingness. You have a rented house. Now nobody is coming to your house. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Are you feeling alone? Frankly speaking, now you want to interact with the person, your neighbors, the persons living in that area. I want to interact with others. Now a person comes to me, then I say, I offer him the breakfast, the cold drinks and ice creams and all that which I have. Then when he, when he leaves my house, he said, sir, please also visit my house. I am also living nearby. I visit his house. Now interaction has started. Now I am accepted by the society. This is the feeling of the relatedness. So he says, self-determination theory what says, there must be autonomy, there must be competence and there must be the feeling of the relatedness. If these are there, then you can meet out the goals, you will have the motivation. These needs are common in several theories of personality. In the related, which I have just talked about, the relatedness of course is similar to Maslow's belongingness, and autonomy and competency are important aspect of Erikson's theory of psychosocial personality development. We have theories of personality also. When we will talk about personality theories, Erikson's, Carl Jung, Bandura, and all those things we will talk about. In Erikson's theory, there is a concept which is talks about autonomy and the competence. This is what related with the self-determination theory. Ryan Dickey and their other colleagues 1994 believe that satisfying their needs can best be accomplished if the person has supportive environment in which to develop the goal and the relationship with others. Such satisfaction will not only foster healthy psychological growth, but also increase the individual intrinsic motivation. Clear? Evidence suggests that intrinsic motivation is increased or enhanced when a person feels not only competence through experiencing positive feedback from others and succeeding at what others perceive to be a challenging task, but also sense of autonomy or the knowledge that his or her actions are self-determined rather than controlled by the others. When you have the feeling that your actions are self-determined, I am not controlled by others, nobody is pushing me, helping me, autonomy, then competence, skill, then intrinsic motivation will be increased. So, in this way this theory is related with that. Previous research has found a negative impact on the intrinsic motivation when given for the performance. This we have already talked about in detail. Now, I will give you the conclusion. Self motivation theory, a theory of motivation that is concerned with the beneficial effect of intrinsic motivation and harmful effect of the extrinsic motivation. Cognitive evaluation theory, a version of self-determination theory, which holds that allocating extrinsic reward for behavior that had been previously intrinsic rewarded tends to decrease the overall level of motivation if the rewards are seen as controlling. Now, once this theory has come, self-determination theory and intrinsic, people have started relating with the variables and giving their own theories. So, we have to see what is the personality of the person, what task he is doing, whether he is a ego defensive, he is using the self handicapping, or he is a person to meet out the challenges, the competence that will enhance, foster or develop the intrinsic motivation, and once it is developed, you are able to achieve the goals. So, this was all about intrinsic motivation and the self determination theories. Thank you very much.